the top athletes in the world, the top Olympians in the world all have coaches. The top executives in the world all have a coach or a mentor or something like that. So why would I think that I'm any better to not have one? Like, it doesn't, like, when that clicked in my head, I was like, oh, this makes total sense. Obviously, I'm going to go hire a coach now that I understand. And now that I can, like, put, like you said, put my ego aside, and like, that's what clicked. The coach that I did hire, he didn't have any really like, he wasn't a keto coach. He wasn't low carb. He wasn't in that realm at all. So it was really kind of a joint effort between the both of us, to really come up with a plan that, like, I felt comfortable with. And so I think that's important too, like, having a coach that you can, be open with, have open communication. They're not just telling you what to do, but you're working together, right? It's like, it's a relationship that you're building. And so that was a big piece of it. So I told him, like, this is what I'm comfortable with trying. And he maybe pushed my buttons on a few things. And I was like, all right, I'll try that. But I'm not ready for that. And so that was kind of how that kind of built up. And I basically started experimenting with different things, started incorporating more carbs specifically around my workouts. So, more of that targeted approach. So that was kind of like the first step. And that's, I go through different protocols with my clients as well, depending on where they're coming from. And it's all about the communication. It's all about figuring out, like, okay, this is where you are. This is where you're at from both a physiological and a psychological standpoint, because that's a huge piece of it. And then these are the things that we're going to try. We're not going to try them all at the same time, because if we do, that's overload. Like, there's too many variables there. So, implementing one thing, testing it out for a certain period of time, and then moving on to another thing, I think is super important to understand too, because especially when it comes to nutrition and training, right? Like, if you're going to just throw a bunch of things at the wall at once, right? Like, how do you know what's working and what's not? So you have to kind of, take it a little bit slow and steady, trust the process, and realize that, like, it doesn't happen overnight. And that's what I tell all of my clients, both my one-on-one clients and my group coaching clients, that I have a 3-month minimum commitment for all of my clients that I work with, no matter if it's one-on-one or group coaching, because I truly believe that, anything under 3 months, it's just like you need that time. There's a time component to anything that you're doing, nutrition training related. And if you don't, buy into that time period, at least 3 months, I don't think that you're actually creating real change.